We'll chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vedvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Good morning, everyone. Hari Om. Welcome back. So we are covering the chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita. So as we discussed in the last session, Bhagavad Gita is a in a way, if you look at it, it is a commentary on Tattvamasi Mahavakya, where Tatpadava Lakshyartha, or the essential meaning of Tat, is being given now. Okay, so now this Tatpada Lakshyartha, or what is the meaning of that Tat, means what is the nature of Lord Bhagwan, that is what is being discussed. So chapter 7 to 12 is going to, they are going to describe the nature of the Lord and nature of the universe. Now, in this nature of Lord and nature of universe, when it is going to describe, the very first thing that they have to describe is how the Srishti has come. Okay, so the Srishti Prakriya, or the creation aspect, is also going to be taught in this chapter. So in the last session, what happened is, because the discussion is primarily about Bhagwan has just started introducing the chapter, the new topic. He said, Maya Sakta Manaha Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashraya Asamshayam Samagramam Yatha Jnasya Tatshrumu. So he's saying that I'm going to explain my own nature to you so that you can practice yoga. Practicing yoga means not the physical yoga exercise, rather yoga means you can have a means of getting united with me. So please pay attention. That's what Bhagwan has said. And we also talked about why he started this topic is because in chapter 6, the last shloka of chapter 6, he said, you should take refuge in me. Okay. So when you should love me, you should take refuge in me, you should respect me, revere me. So when those kind of words are said, how can I respect you? How can I adore you? How can I love you? Okay. All this can be done only if I know about you. So because I don't know about you as Arjuna, as I don't know about you as a student, I don't know about the Lord is talking about his nature. Okay, so that is where the first sloka of chapter 7 has come. And then he also said, Jnanam teham sarva vijnanamidam vashyam asheshatha yajnatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avashishyate. So here he said, he actually made a promise to us saying that I'm going to explain this knowledge, okay, as if it is going to be your own personal experience. Okay, so a personal experience cannot be taught. A personal experience has to be felt. But what Bhagwan's promise is that he is going to explain it in such a simple way that it becomes your own direct personal experience. That's what he is. He has taken a pratigna. Now with that, we will go to the shloka number 3. Okay. So I know like someone joined with name KG. KG. I don't know. I can't see the face also, so video also. So who is KG? Okay. Maybe the person must have logged in and left. So now, okay. So, does someone want to repeat after me? The verse number 3.
I can do it.
Okay, fine. I'll these words are simple, but anyway, I'll break down the words first, and then we will chant. Okay, Manushyanam
Manishyanam
Sahasreshu
Sahasreshu
Kaschit
Kaschit
Yatati.
Yatati.
So Kaschit Yatati becomes Kaschit Yatati. Okay,
Chidyatati.
Siddhaye
Siddhaye.
Yatatam
Yatatam
Api.
Api.
That will become Yatatam Api.
Yatatam Api.
Siddhanam
Siddhanam
Kaschit
Kaschit
Mam.
Nam
So Kaschit and Mam together becomes Kaschin Mam.
Kaschin Mam
Veti
Veti
Tattvataha.
Tattvataha.
Okay. Manushyanam Sahasreshu
Manushyanam Sahasreshu
Kaschidyadati Kaschidyatati Siddhaye
Kaschidyatati Siddhaye
Yatatamapi Siddhanam
Yatataamapi Siddhanam
Kaschinmam Veti Tattvataha.
Kaschin Mam Veti Tattvataha.
So now Bhagwan, just because Bhagwan is saying that, okay, so I'm going to explain this to you, pay attention. It is not an easy path. So that the challenges in this path or the complexity of this path is being described in this verse. Okay, what he said is Manushyanam Sahasreshu. So Manushyanam Sahasreshu is among people. Okay, among thousands of people. Okay, among thousands of people doesn't necessarily mean, okay, for every 1,000 or every 10,000, one in every 10,000 or every one in 1,000. Okay, so usually in Sanskritam, Sahasra, Sahasra means 1,000, refers to a large number. So that large number can be 1,000, a million or a billion, it doesn't matter. Okay, it is large number. So if I had to translate Sahasra into English, contextually it would be zillions. Okay. I hear the children saying like zillions and zillions. So, okay. So it was zillions mean. Okay. So it means it's just a large number. That's all. Okay. Among large number of people. Okay. So when they're talking about among large number of people, what is he talking about? The feasibility of moksha in this human embodiment. Okay, because one thing is that first of all, like animals or trees, usually they don't get any moksha. Okay, And even among even if you have any higher embodiments, it is going to be very difficult to get moksha. Now that's a kind of a controversial statement, right? I mean, it's kind of like an interesting statement, not controversial. Interesting statement because I can understand that if I am a lion or a tiger or a mosquito, I don't get moksha. I understand that. But what if I get a higher embodiment? A higher embodiment as in maybe I became a Pitru. Okay, I went to Pitraloka and I went to Pitru. I became a Pitru because it's a Pitru Paksha now, right? Okay, or maybe I had become a Gandharva. Okay, so in that case, uh, cannot I get moksha much more easily? So actually, Kathopanishad actually talks about this and it says no. Okay, it says that uh, think about, actually Kathopanishad says something like this in these lines. You look in a mirror, you see yourself very clearly. Now, if you look yourself in a dream, okay, like let's say you dreamed about your son or your daughter or your spouse, are they as clear to you in your dream as they are in your waking state? Okay, the reflection of the images, it is said that, okay, so at least in my personal case, definitely answer is, I agree with the statement, is that the images of that I see, as in like, either my wife or my kids in my dream, they are not as clear as I see in my waking state. Okay. And then there's another way where if you look at your reflection in a water, you can see your reflection in water, but it is not as good as in the mirror. Especially if the water starts floating, there's no way. Okay. And now, if you try to see your reflection in shadows, as in like, if there's a sun and you're looking at your shadow and thinking that that is my reflection, it is confusing. So this example, so this mantra in Kathopanishad says, Yatha darshe tadhatmani yatha swapne tadha pitrloke yathapsu pariva drishyate tadha gandharvaloke chayata payoriva brahmaloke. So what happens is that whereas in a human embodiment, you have an opportunity to see your Atma, meaning your own true nature, like in a mirror. But as you are going to the higher lokas, it is as if you are looking at your image in your dreams or in water or even in light and shade as the higher embodiments are growing. Why is that difficult? Is simply because in human life, in human birth, both sukha and dukkha, both pain and pleasure are in equal measures. Because of that, there is a good chance for you to have vairagya. Okay. Whereas in a higher embodiments, there is more sukha than dukkha. That means there is more happiness or more pleasure, not happiness, more pleasures are available there. When your mind is more occupied with pleasures, your ability to see your true nature becomes lower and lower. So that is why they talk about it at a next higher level, it is like a dream. Next higher level, it is like in a water, and next higher level, it is like light and shades. Okay, so which is talking about seeing shadows. So this is how the level of difficulty is if you take higher embodiments to gain this liberation. At the same way, At a lower level, again, because the papa is more, the sin is more, there's more pain than pleasure, so there is difficulty. Okay, so even in the human embodiment, if you are struggling for food on a day-to-day basis, right? Majority of the time is gone for search of food, in search of food. Okay, so whereas when God has given you an opportunity to, to be able to sit and inquire into the true nature of yourself, we should put our best foot forward and take this opportunity to progress as much as possible. So this is where like Manushyana Sahasreshu Kaschit Siddhaye Yatati. Okay. So Kaschit Siddhaye means among vast number of people, what happened? Okay. Very few people can get it. Get it what? Siddhaya means attain. What are they talking about? Brahmajnana or Atmajnana. Okay. So one who puts Yadati means again, we should put effort with a conscious decision that I want to gain this knowledge. Okay. And this requires for me to put this conscious decision, right? If I want to put forth effort, I had to have a strong desire for moksha. Okay, oh, I want to get liberated. So that desire must be strong. And now today, unfortunately, what happens is that we are interested in moksha. Okay, so all of us who are in this uh, room has got interested in moksha. Sorry, Naga, I did not see you raise the hand. Please go ahead.
If you want to finish the topic, then I can ask. I don't want to break your flow. Is that okay?
Okay, sure. Yeah, by the way, like, don't raise hand because I may or may not be seeing. So just...
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to cut you off. Okay, that's all.
Okay. So, Kaschit Siddhaye Etati means, sorry, Etati means one who puts lot of effort where we want to get, who wants to get moksha. So today, what happens is that we are all of us here are interested in moksha, but we are also interested in our pleasures of our day-to-day life. Okay, so it is like I mean, see, some people only want day-to-day pleasures and they're happy with it. Okay, they're going in one boat, and this boat is going in another way, which is uh, trying to go to moksha. Now we are the people in this session. We are all we still did not lose interest to the worldly happiness, worldly pleasures, and we are still interested in moksha. So we are putting one leg on this boat and other leg on this boat, and we are trying to travel. Okay, so now we need to move, like lift up the feet from the worldly boat and put here, and that is the effort that we are all putting together. Okay, so now for that we need a strong desire, because only desire can give us the focus. Okay, so, and this desire, you cannot generate this desire and desire for moksha. It requires the right conditions. So that means what? Okay, what are the right conditions? Not the external situations. Okay, so usually like Swami Shantananda Ji and many other Swamis said that, right? So he is actually Puja Guruji, Swami Tejomananda Ji, they used to tell that whenever they meet new people who are not their typical satsang crowd, one of the first questions they would ask is that, what happened to you? Why did you take sannyasa? Was it a love failure? Okay, so those kind of questions were asked simply because they, for them, sannyasa means someone ran away from their problem. Okay, but on the other hand, that is not the cause for vairagya. The vairagya is because of purity of mind. Okay, for the desire to reach Bhagwan comes only from purity of mind. And to gain purity of mind, we need to perform karma yoga. Okay, so karma yoga along with sadhana chatushtaya sampannatvam will lead to mumukshutvam. That will lead to, when you have mumukshutvam means desire to gain liberation. You are not going to stay home. Like, you are going to find your guru. You will reach out to your guru and you listen from the guru. Okay, Shravana, Manana, and through that you get Paroksha Jnana. And Paroksha Jnana means knowledge, okay, through someone else's eyes, okay, and then indirect knowledge, and then you abide in that knowledge, and finally you get the yoga siddhi, or the get the liberation. Go ahead, Naga.
Slightly off topic, Venkat. So we are talking about, so there is this karma cycle, right? We take the birth and then we die based on the karma that we accumulated. Either we'll go to some loka or we take another birth form, correct? Am I okay? So what we discussed was, as we go to a different loka, the body and the sukhas in those lokas make it very difficult for us to think about Lord. So this is all for humans. How about gods? See, Narada was a human before. Like in Bhagavata, there is this backstory. And then he took the form of Narada later because of the punya. And then,
So,
I mean, would they be in duality forever, or do they?
So,
or is that's there's
okay. Okay. So, see, the thing is that Narada, if you take Narada or any of the Indra, etc., right? See, look at Narada is just, excuse me, Narada or Devaguru Bruhaspati, etc., or Sapta Rishis. They fall under the category of Rishis. Okay. Whereas now, if you take a regular Devata, okay, first of all, like, okay, so you need to understand there's a Devata, and you need to be able to differentiate between Devata and you being a guest of Devaloka, as Svargaloka guest.
correct.
Okay. So if by chance you and I do enough good karma and end up in Devaloka, we are citizens of Devaloka for a while, and then we are, as soon as our punya is done, we are thrown out.
Got it.
Okay. So when you are, okay, as you have taken an embodiment in the Devaloka as a citizen, because like obviously like this body is not used there, a separate body is given. So in that body, when you are there, you are in a lot of pleasure. So there is no scope for thinking about God. That is the point that Bhagavan is saying, right? Okay. As in the Kathopanishad was saying, in Yama was saying. Similarly, if you go to Narakaloka, you are in so much pain. Where is the time to think about God? I mean, like there's so much pain and punishment that is going on. There's no scope for thinking about God. Now, that is point one. Okay. Now, as far as Devatas themselves are concerned, they are the beings who were humans at some point of time, and some jivas, they are also jivas at some point of time, and they have done enough karma, enough punya karma, that eventually they have gained the permanent residency, okay, like a green card equivalent for Devaloka, right? So it is said, if you, again, from a Purana's perspective, if you look at Indra is a role. Okay, Indra role is given to someone who has done 100 Ashwamedha Yaga. So that is why, like, he is always on lookout for who is performing 100 Ashwamedha Yagas. So that means what? Like, the moment another person does that, another Jiva does that Ashwamedha Yagas 100, then they become Indra and his position is lost. So Indra is a position, right? In fact, from a now also understand that Indra Padavi is created but on every day of Brahma. Okay. Whenever Brahmaji wakes up, he creates all the lokas. right? So next morning when he wakes up, all lokas are, Chaturdasha bhuvanas are created, and at that time, new jivas are given roles. Now, the same thought process is told even by Yama in Kathopanishad, okay, saying that when Nachiketa comes and says that I want only this self-knowledge and nothing but self-knowledge, and Yama tries to give so many induce me. He tries to induce the Nachiketa to choose any other things. He says absolutely no. And when he sticks to that, Yama says, I wish I was like you when this knowledge has come. Okay. Instead, I chose this Yama, the role of Yama, and then I am in this cycle of taking care of these jivas all along. Okay. So even Yama feels that I wish I was like you. Okay, to Nachiketa. So what does it mean? That even those are jivas. Okay, so Indra, Yama, etc. All of those are jivas, and they are going through this. And you know that from a Purana stories, you know that Indra is even though when he is happy. But whenever Rakshasas attack, he's many a times he lost his kingdom and he was in uh, pain also. Okay, but on the other hand, these rishis, Sapta rishis, or Narada Mahamuni, etc., those jivas who have done tremendous punya karma with chitta shuddhi. Okay, so there are two things here. Okay, I know, like I'm taking a lot more tangential time, but please pay attention. There's a difference between performing punya karma and gaining chitta shuddhi. If I if you do a good task, okay, you get punya. Clear? If you do papa, if I do papa, I get bad result. Now, when I perform bad action and I get bad results, so there is no, I don't have any control on it. Okay? If I perform bad action, I will get bad result. There is no control on it. That is given. If I perform good action, okay, if I perform good action, I have a control on it about my result. Okay, what does that mean? When I'm performing good action, okay, so we are talking about, like, these are we are bringing the concepts of chapter 2 of Gita. Okay, so when we perform good action with desire, it is called as kamya karma. Okay, now when I perform kamya karma, then I get punya, and based on that punya, I get good results. Okay, so that means that I get rewards. Okay, so this punya. Now, if I perform the same good karma without desire, it is called as nishkama karma. Nishkama karma means I'm not expecting any particular result. Then why am I doing it? It is to please the Lord. So that means that whatever I'm doing it only for Bhagwan's sake. Okay, that is Ishwararpana Buddhi. And then whatever result comes, that is Bhagavat Prasada. That is what God gave to me, I accept it as is. So that is Prasada Buddhi. So performing my duty, number one, okay, whether I like it or dislike it, performance of my duty with no intent for result, okay, no desire for a particular result, and performing this with Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi. I'm offering everything I'm doing to the Lord, and whatever God comes, it is God's gift to me. So when these four components are there, this is called as Karma Yoga. Is that part clear?
Yes.
Now, when you perform Karma Yoga, you don't get punya. Okay, so when you perform karma yoga, you don't gain punya. Instead, what happens is, because you offered this, your vasanas are reduced instead. Okay, so that effort is used to empty out your vasanas. So that is both good vasanas and bad vasanas. When those good vasanas and bad vasanas are reduced, what happens? The amount of load on your mind, because our mind is what? Mind is nothing but flow of thoughts. And these thoughts are coming because of our vasanas. When the vasanas are removed, the amount of thoughts that come into the mind are also removed. Okay. And the quality of thoughts that come into mind are also improved. Okay. And the direction of the thoughts are also changed towards right direction. So this process is called as chitta shuddhi. Okay, chitta means mind in this particular case, purification of mind, chitta shuddhi. So now, okay, why are we talking about this chitta shuddhi versus punya? Okay, both punya from an externality perspective, the action is same, whether you are doing punya based work or chitta shuddhi based work. But your intent is different. Based on the difference in the intent, the result is different. Okay. If you perform the action for punya's sake, you will become like Indra. Okay. If you perform action like the uh, the sake of the chitta shuddhi, you will become like Narada. Okay. Narada or any Deva Rishis, etc. Okay. But they are special souls, okay, are jivas that are tasked to take care of the people who are who are struggling, okay, people like us. So if you look at Narada himself, right, what is the purpose of Narada is simple, okay. He is the actual, I don't recall the exact etymological word.
Narandaditi.
Yeah,
Is that what you're referring to?
yeah, okay. So where, so can you say that, Naga?
Narandaditi Narada, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So Narada Daditi Narada. So yeah. So essentially, what it means is that he actually accelerates. So he's a catalyst to gain moksha. So that is why uh, whether Prahlada goes out, I mean, like the moment even before Prahlada was born, he taught Prahlada. Okay. When Dhruva walked out of his father's kingdom saying that I want to pray to God, so I can sit, I can become eligible to sit in my father's lap. He taught him the Vidya. So he was his teacher. So that way the Bhagwan appeared in front of Dhruva in less than 6 months. Okay. So like that, his purpose is act as a catalyst to get to the moksha. Okay. So in the same way, other the Saptarshis, etc., they are all these specialized jivas whose goal is to bring humanity closer to God, the jivas closer to God.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. So we are doing shloka number 3. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Okay, so now that line we covered. Yatatam api siddhanam kaschit mam veti tattvataha. Okay, so now this knowledge itself is very rare. Okay, so among thousands of people, okay, you get to hear of this knowledge, but yatatam siddhana kaschin mam veti tattvataha means even among those, that means among thousands of people, I mean among a lot of people, only some rare individual will have interest for this. Okay. And among those people who are striving, only a small fraction of people will gain this knowledge. Okay, so that's what the summarization is, right? So here what happens is that why is it so rare, okay, and how is it difficulty how is it very difficult is because we are unable to give up our interest to the world. That is a challenge. Okay, so in that case, you often hear Jnani and Bhakta. Okay, so this, if you are a Jnani, meaning if you, Jnani means no, none of us are Jnani, by the way. Someone who is walking on the path of Jnana Marga, it is our responsibility. Okay, someone who is walking in Bhakti Marga, it is Bhagwan's responsibility. Okay, what does that mean? What does Vedanta say? What is the essence? What is the essence of entire Vedanta? Jiva, Brahma, Aikyata. Right? You are Brahman. So if you are Brahman, it is your responsibility to realize that you are Brahman. There's no second. Okay? You need to lift yourself up. Okay? So this is the idea of Jnana Marga, in the path of knowledge. In the case of Bhakti Marga, what happens is that Bhagwan is everything, I am nothing. When I say Bhagwan is everything, I am nothing, what happens? I give everything and I surrender to Lord, and I have nothing to do. I don't have any ego or anything like that. Then whose responsibility it is? It is God's responsibility. Now, interestingly, these two are same, because whether you say I am nothing, God is everything, or I am God, they both are in fact one and the same. Because as a bhakta, if I say I am nothing and Bhagwan is everything, so that means this body, who is this body? Bhagwan only, right? Yes. Who is this mind? Bhagwan only. Yes. Okay. Who is the soul? Is Bhagwan. Okay. Is there anything in me that is not Bhagwan? No. So therefore, Bhagwan is everything. Okay. So what is this I you are talking about? That is also Bhagwan. So then that means you are also Bhagwan. The logic says that whether you're a Jnani or a Bhakta, it is one and the same. But externally, it appears Jnani and Bhakta are different. In either case, either you are going to give up everything or own up everything. But giving up everything is also very difficult. Owning up everything is also very difficult. So that is the challenge that why there's a challenge where they're saying that Tatamapi Siddhanam, okay, among those people who are trying, okay, Kaschid Ma Veti Tattvataha, okay, so only a fraction of people are going to gain this knowledge. Okay, so now here, why he is saying all of this is that now who is he teaching to? Arjuna, right? In the first statement, he said, I'm going to teach you. Okay, in the first sloka, pay attention. I'm going to teach you. That's what Bhagavan said. In second shloka, he said, okay, what did he say in second shloka? That this knowledge, okay, is knowing this knowledge, you will gain moksha. Third shloka, I said, but don't underestimate anything that I'm teaching you. Okay, this is very difficult to attain, and even when you attain, okay, very difficult to practice and reach. So what is the point in saying all of this is pay attention, get to us, we are getting into this knowledge. Okay, so that's why like he's calling for attention. Okay, so now with understanding that Lord is going to give this knowledge to us, so now we need to, as a listener, I must be ready to follow the path. Okay, so Manushyanam Sahasreshu Paschit Siddhaye Ratamap Siddhana Paschinma Veti Tattvataha. Okay, so let's go to the next shloka. So now the actual teaching is starting. Okay, so now does someone wants to go off mute and repeat after me? Okay. Thanks, Shokaji. Okay, so I'm going to break the words first, okay, and then we will chant together, okay? Bhumihi,
Bhumihi,
Apaha,
Apaha,
Analaha.
Analaha.
Okay, so these three together becomes Bhumi, Rapo, Analaha. Okay,
Bhumirapo Nalaha.
Analaha. Okay, so yeah, Bhumi, Rapo, Analaha. Okay, so but is kind of silent. Okay, so that's why you see like a S mark there. Okay.
Bhumirapo Analaha.
Yes. Okay. Now, what happened is Bhumi, Rapo, Analaha. When it goes to the next word, okay, it is joined with the next word. Again, it becomes Bhumi, Rapo, Analo. Okay. So Vayuhu,
Vayuhu,
Kham,
Kham,
Manaha,
Manaha,
Buddhihi,
Buddhihi,
Eva,
Eva,
Cha.
Cha.
So Buddhihi and Eva becomes Buddhireva. Manaha and Buddhireva together becomes Mano Buddhireva. Okay. Ahankaraha
Ahankaraha,
iti
Iti,
iyam
Iyam,
me
Me,
bhinna
Bhinna,
prakritihi
Prakrutihi,
ashtadha.
Ashtadha.
So iti and iyam becomes itiyam. Okay. Prakritihi and ashtadha becomes prakritirashtadha. Okay. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu
Bhumirapo Nalo Vayuhu.
ammano buddhireva cha
Ham Mano Buddhireva Cha.
ahankaramiti yamme
Ahankara iti yamme.
भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा.
Bhinna Prakrutirashtadha.
So here Bhagavan has started giving the actually let's cover the next shloka also. Actually, chant the next shloka also. We will cover both the shlokas together. Okay. So the next shloka says Apara
Apara
iyam
iyam
itaha
itaha
tu
tu
anyam.
anyam.
So it becomes apareya apareyamiti swanyam.
Apareyamiti stvanyam.
Prakritim
Prakritim
vidhi
vidhi
me
me
param
param.
jiva
Jiva
bhutam
bhutam
mahabaho
mahabaho
yaya
yaya
idam.
idam
That becomes yayedam. Okay. Dharyate
dharyate
jagat.
jagat.
Apareyamita sorry. Apareyamita swanyam
Apareyamita stvanyam.
prakritim vidhi me param
Prakritim vidhi me param.
jiva bhutam mahabaho
Jiva bhutam mahabaho.
yayedam dharyate jagat.
Ya edam dharyate jagat.
So yeah, we'll cover these two together because okay. So here, what are these two covering? Is about the creation aspect. Okay, because again, the remember this whole thing is about tat. That means about the nature of the Lord. So we are trying to understand the nature of the Lord. When we are trying to understand the nature of the Lord, what are we looking at? Okay, we are looking at everything around the world and trying to understand what is this world made up of. Okay. Now, in Tattvabodha, we have studied a theory of creation. Okay, recently, like some of you attended Tattvabodha. So, if you did not attend, no worries. Okay, so when we are studying that, I just want to bring some points from there here. Okay, when we are studying Tattvabodha, what we talked about is that this whole theory of creation is meant to show the fallacy of creation, meaning there is no creation. As in, like creation is mithya. In no creation, like no creation, creation is mithya. So to show the mithyatva means the apparent reality of the creation, we need to talk about what is available as creation for us. Now, when they are talking about this, different books, like for example, Chandogya Upanishad, the Taittiriya Upanishad has a different model, Brihadaranyaka has a different model, like that. Every Upanishad, every Purana, etc., they all took slightly different approaches about on the theory of creation. And in, as we mentioned earlier in the Tattvabodha class, that we have 60 different variations, about 60 different variations on theories of creation. They all follow the same path, okay? However, there would be some minor differences between each of them. So, the theory of creation that is described in Tattvabodha versus here in Bhagavad Gita, they are slightly different because Bhagavad Gita follows a different set of Upanishads. Okay, this is taken from a different set of Upanishads, and the other one is taken from a different set of Upanishads. Okay. Now, also another thing is that the theory of when it comes to the theory of creation, okay, we also have different darshana shastras in our philosophy. Okay, darshana shastras means each darshana shastra talks about what is the nature of the. Every darshana shastra talks about who am I, how did the universe come out, and is there a creator? Okay, so basically, who is God, who am I, and who is this universe? So we have 6 darshana shastras such as Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa, like that. So from Vedanta perspective, what we are studying, all of that is in Uttara Mimamsa. Uttara Mimamsa means the second portion of Mimamsa. Second portion of Mimamsa means because it is Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa. So in Vedas, there are 3 portions: Karma, Upasana, and Jnana. So any analysis on Karma and Upasana is called as Purva Mimamsa, and any analysis on Upanishads aspect is called as Uttara Mimamsa. So all Vedanta, whether it is Advaita Vedanta, Advaita, or Vishishtadvaita, they all fall under this Uttara Mimamsa category. Now, why am I saying all of this is, this idea of how the universe has come about, that is described in this chapter and later again described a little bit again in chapter 13, to both 7 and 13, comes from the Sankhya Darshana. Okay, Sankhya Darshana, the is provided by Kapila Muni. Okay, so there's a discussion about Kapila Muni in Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, long time ago, when we first started Seacoast Satsang group, Seacoast Bal Vihar, we covered Bhagavatam, and we covered Kapila Gita there. So, yeah, so that is a basis for this. Okay, so here, now Bhumi. So we said it, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Kham Mano Buddhi Revacha. So there, 8 items are pointed out. Okay, Bhumi, Apaha, Analaha, Vayuhu, Kham, Manaha, Buddhi. Okay. Oh, and then Ahankara. Okay, so 8 things are pointed out. Bhumi means earth, but earth doesn't mean physical earth, but any solid matter. So that means that moon is also solid matter. So moon is also Bhumi here. Okay. So moon or Jupiter, like if you look at the physical planets, all planets are earth only because all planets are solid matter only. So whenever you see the word Bhumi or Prithvi in our Shastras, majority of times they are referring to solid matter, not necessarily physical earth. So be aware of it. Okay? So Bhumi, Apaha, water, Analaha means fire, Vayuhu. Vayuhu means air, and Kham means space. Now these five you are already familiar with. These are Panchamaha Bhutas. Okay? Manaha. Manaha is mind. Buddhihi. Buddhihi means intellect. Okay. Ahankara. Ahankara is, what is Ahankara? Ahankara is ego. Okay. So these are 8 elements. Okay. So these are the 8 elements that they are talking about. So Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayuhu, Kham, Mano, Buddhirevacha, Ahankaram, Iti, Yamme. So we came up to the first line is complete. Second line, Ahankaram itiyam. Okay. Me bhinna prakriti ashtadha. So they're saying this together are called as prakriti ashtadha prakriti. Ashtadha prakriti. Ashtadha prakriti means eightfold prakriti. Eightfold bhutas. Okay. Okay. Me means mine. Okay. Bhinna means, okay, so they are appearing as eightfold Prakriti. Okay, so now, so I did mention to you that, give me 1 second, actually, let me pull up I think I put it in a slide. Just give me 1 second, let me pull up something. When I'm typing fast, I make more mistakes. Okay. I'm unable to find it. I'll probably get it ready for next week. So sorry about that. So these are the eightfold Prakriti, Bhumi, Apaha, Analaha. Okay, all of this eightfold Prakriti. Okay, however, Apareyam. Okay, so now we are going to verse number 5. Okay, so we chanted 4 and 5 together, right? So Apara Yam iti itaha tu anyam prakritim vidhime param. Okay, so that means what? Apara. Apara means lower. Para means higher. Apara means lower. Apara yam itaha. Okay, so that means this is lower. Anyam prakriti. Okay, it is a different prakriti. Vidhi me param. So it is different prakriti from my para prakriti. Jiva Bhutam. Okay, so Jiva Bhutam means the cause of entire Jivas. Okay, Bhutam means is Mahabaho. Mahabaho means he's addressing Arjuna, Jiva Bhutam Mahabaho. Eya itam dharyate jagat. So that means that is my para prakriti. What this? I have two prakritis. One is apara, other is para. Okay. Now in this apara prakriti is what is made up of this eightfold. Okay, all the 5 elements plus mana, buddhi, ahankara. Then para prakriti is other than this, which is holding this entire universe. and it is the cause of entire jivas. This is what it is said. What exactly is that and all of that? Like actually, like I mean, I know like we just introduced it today, but yeah, this is the one that yes. Thank you, Hari. This is a slide I was looking for. Okay, but okay. So we are going to discuss this slide in our next session. So we'll pause here and let us see if there are any questions, and then we'll go from there to. Okay. Any questions so far?
The word bhinna,
Mm-hmm.
what exactly did you say its meaning is? Bhinna?
Bhinna means other or different.
Yeah, other or different. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a little confused. Like you're saying, like this 8 things, and then what is that creation? Like, I mean, how it is different than? I'm confused. Like, I mean,
Okay.
in a simple terms, like I mean, there are 8 things which are all different. They make up the universe,
So,
right?
Okay. So there are God. Okay. So as of now, what Bhagavan is saying is, I have 2 prakritis, para and apara.
Yeah.
Para is higher, apara is lower. Now this apara prakriti is made up of 8 things. Panchamahabhutas, manas, buddhi, ahankara.
Yeah.
All of these 3 are my lower prakriti. Okay. But all these 8 are held together, and the cause of this is my higher nature. Okay. So what is that higher nature and what is that lower nature? We will discuss next Sunday.
Next. Okay. Thank you, Venkat.
Okay. Yeah. So we just introduced the subject today, right? So we are going to cover that in detail next Sunday. Okay. Any other questions? So we'll close then. Oh. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hariom.
Hariom.